couldn't get Beyonce to stop people.
Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough, because she just started all the girls.
I need Beyonce to stop ignoring her vice tendencies. Girl, because you can't just make a song like all up in your mind and diva and not want to put a strap on. Like,
it looks like we might finally know why Beyonce stayed with Jay-Z despite his past infidelities, and suddenly, everything about their marriage is starting to make sense. Word on the street is that Beyonce has been getting her sugar from outside the marriage, specifically from some very hot, juicy women. If you've been paying attention over the past few months, you've probably heard the buzz that Jay-Z and Beyonce's relationship is more business than romance. Well, Jaguar Wright recently did an interview where she confirmed that their marriage is, in fact, a carefully calculated transaction.
Relationship was a business relationship, financial, to get to the top, to become billionaire.
Jaguar Wright recently dropped a bombshell, revealing that it was Beyonce's father who allegedly orchestrated the entire marriage to Jay-Z, partly as a business move and partly to keep the truth about his daughter under wraps. According to Jaguar, Beyonce's dad didn't want the world to know that his daughter swings both ways. In fact, there have even been whispers that Beyonce's latest album may have been her subtle way of coming out of the closet, not just to honor the LGBTQIA community, but to reveal a deeper truth about herself. Girl, it doesn't get messier than this. Now, let's break it down. It's no secret that Beyonce holds the title of the most publicly cheated on woman in Hollywood. Jay-Z's infidelity has been well documented, with rumors suggesting he's never been able to resist going after anything that moves. For years, Beyonce played the role of the scorned wife, throwing shade at Becky with the good hair, while all along she was getting her own revenge literally and figuratively with other women. Rumors about Beyonce secretly being on the DL down low have circulated for a while, but it wasn't until Jaguar's explosive interview that the dots were finally connected. In a no-holds-barred chat with Real Life Uncensored, Jaguar didn't hold back, revealing everything from Beyonce's alleged affairs with women to claims that she's been dabbling in witchcraft. The tea is hot and the drama is off the charts.
Calling that the devil. She ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
A half of which dumb bitch.
So, you know, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
I
things.
know nobody want to accept that bitch.
I think she's.
She went and killed the girl cats.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and while she was asleep. No snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her a restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. And she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music.
Beyonce has long been the subject of witchcraft and Illuminati rumors, but what many don't know is that those allegations actually trace back to Beyonce herself. It all began when she introduced her famous alter ego, Sasha Fierce. Beyonce's admitted that Sasha Fierce isn't just a persona, she's like a spirit that takes over when Beyonce wants to perform. The alter ego was created to help her shed her naturally shy nature and fully embrace her stage presence. I have someone else that takes over when it's time for me to work, and when I'm on stage, this alter ego that I've created kind of protects me, and who I really am. Sasha Fierce is the fun, more sensual, more aggressive, more outspoken side, and more glamorous side that come out when I'm working and when I'm out on stage. For Beyonce to perform successfully, the spirit of Sasha Fierce has to fully take over her.
Remember, right before I performed, I raised my hands up, and it was kind of the first time I felt something else come into me, and I knew that was gonna be my coming out night.
Beyonce since retired her Sasha Fierce persona, but she used to describe it as an out-of-body experience. I have out-of-body experiences on stage. If I cut my leg, if I fall, I don't even feel it. I'm so fearless, I'm not aware of my face or my body. The Bayhive has tried to chalk it up to good old adrenaline, but you can't deny that the whole Sasha Fierce thing has a bit of a woo-woo-woo vibe to it. Some religious observers have even suggested that there's something dark and mysterious about Beyonce's Sasha Fierce persona. using quotes like the one above. Religious spectators believe that she is channeling the spirit, which happens to be evil. They describe channeling as when a human enters an altered state of consciousness, which allows the person to become a channel for the spirit of another, who can then use the channel to speak and take limited actions. If you think that's a stretch, just wait until you hear about Beyoncé's former drummer, Kimberly Thompson. Kimberly has claimed that Beyoncé used extreme witchcraft on her, including dark magic and casting spells. She even filed a restraining order against Beyoncé, and she feared for her life because of the alleged witchcraft. Kimberly accused Beyoncé of using magic to harm her pet, control her finances, and sabotage her career opportunities. According to Kimberly, she had to completely uproot her life to escape, only to believe that Beyoncé somehow followed her to her new home. That sounds like something straight out of a horror movie, right? But the drama doesn't end there. Famous YouTuber Storm Monroe once spilled the tea, alleging that Beyoncé's heavily involved in African witchcraft. And as if that wasn't enough, Jaguar Wright didn't stop with Beyoncé's supposed witchcraft practices. She went on to reveal the real reason why Beyoncé married JayZ in the first place.
Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started all the girls. Impulse control issues? I don't know.
According to Jaguar, Beyoncé used to hook up with different women back in her Destiny's Child days, and this is what allegedly pushed her father, Matthew Knowles, to essentially send her to live with JayZ. This move supposedly had less to do with love and more to do with controlling Beyoncé's personal life. Despite the significant age gap between Beyoncé and JayZ, something that has always sparked controversy in their marriage, many people believe JayZ may have taken advantage of her. In fact, he even let it slip during a 2007 interview with Charlie Rose that he's known Beyoncé for as long as she's been in the music business.
But how long have you known her?
Wow, a long time.
How long? 10 years?
However long she's been recording. That's when I met her.
Well, don't you remember how long it was?
Yeah, when I met her. I mean,
Was it 5 years ago? Was it?
I met her 10 years ago.
But did you say to yourself at that time, wow?
That's a fantastic talent.
Was that what you said?
If you do the math, it seems like Beyoncé and JayZ must have met when she was around 16, which doesn't quite line up with the story they've always told about meeting when she was 18 and not dating until she was 19. It's always been a little hard to understand why Beyoncé would marry someone 12 years older than her, especially when she wasn't struggling financially or from a disadvantaged background. But things start to make more sense when you consider that her parents may have been trying to secure a powerful match for her before rumors about her sexuality could surface. Despite their best efforts, though, rumors about Beyoncé being bisexual have been circulating for years, dating back to as early as 2000, when she collaborated with Emil on the song I Got That. Shortly after the song's release, Emil did an interview where she casually revealed that she and Beyoncé have been in some kind of situationship. What's interesting is that if you try to look up that interview now, you won't find anything, almost as if someone paid to have it scrubbed from the internet. But sources claim that Emil and Beyoncé had a romantic relationship, and that when Emil met and fell for rapper Killah Priest, she wanted to end things with Beyoncé. However, Beyoncé wasn't ready to let go. Allegedly, she became extremely jealous and threatened to ruin Emil's career. When that didn't work, she reportedly hired men to stalk Emil and keep tabs on her every move. When it was clear that Emil no longer wanted her, Beyoncé supposedly instructed JayZ to blackball Emil's career. For those who didn't know, Emil was signed to Rockefeller and, at the peak of her career, was one of the hottest female rappers around. However, when the drama with Beyoncé started, Emil noticed a shift. She revealed that she no longer had the easy access to JayZ that she once did and had to go through his assistants to reach him. Page 6 once reported on this tension, highlighting how Beyoncé's influence over JayZ seemed to change Emil's access to the Rockefeller camp. Emil also mentioned that certain assistants at the label were hating on her and that her past relationship with Wong affiliate Killah Priest could have been a factor in her split from Rock. Once she started having to go through Jay's assistants to get a hold of him, it was a wrap for the burgeoning star. Emil said, "I didn't leave, they started excluding me from Ish, what the F am I going to do?" As if that wasn't enough, JayZ took it a step further by dissing her in his 2001 track The Ruler's Back, where he rapped, "And you got a couple of beans and you don't have a clue, your situation is bleak, I MMA, keep it real cuz you effing with me, you got to drop a meal cuz If you're going to drop cop something, you got to cop for real. The worst part is that Jay-Z and Beyonce completely cut Emile off without any explanation, leaving her feeling confused and hurt. I tried to reach out to Jay several times, he never got back at me. The rumors about Beyonce and queer resurfaced around 2007 when she was spotted at the Box with 3 girlfriends enjoying the club's risque show while flanked by a huge bodyguard and protective curtains. The source then revealed that Beyonce appeared to be having the time of her life. Beyonce say, really making the most of the burlesque strip show. She was on the table in the VIP balcony cheering loudly as 2 girls got necky and licked each other's feet. She stayed until 3:30 in the morning. Chile, not Beyonce getting her freak on. For whatever reason, these rumors didn't get much attention beyond a few websites, but things really started heating up again when Beyonce and Lady Gaga collaborated on their 2009 hit Telephone. After the song dropped, Lady Gaga did an interview where she seemed to casually out Beyonce for having a thing for women. It didn't seem like much of a stretch, especially considering the insane chemistry they had in the music video. What really got people talking though was when Lady Gaga made a comment that seemed to confirm the rumors. She said, "We had an amazing time working together on her video, and it just kind of works out because we both like women." The Beyhive tried to spin it as just a comment about Beyonce's general support for women, but most people felt like Gaga was referring to something much more personal. Then there were the whispers about Beyonce's Renaissance album. It was marketed as a tribute to her late Uncle Johnny, who passed away from complications related to HIV, and as a shout-out to the queer community. However, some speculated that the album was more of a tribute to Beyonce herself, her way of honoring the queer community, while also embracing her own alleged bisexuality. Many pointed out that Beyonce seemed to be celebrating her own sexuality with this album. She collaborated with several queer icons, choosing artists that embodied the message she was trying to send. For instance, she worked with trans DJ Honey Dijon, who was credited as the lead producer on 2 songs, Cozy and Alien Superstar, with Alien Superstar featuring vocals from trans media personality T.S. Madison. And if you dig deeper, you'll see that Alien Superstar also samples the famous 1991 song I'm Too Sexy by British pop band Right Said Fred, whose lead singer, Fred Fairbrass, is openly bisexual. Then there's the song Break My Soul, which samples Explode by Big Freedia, a non-binary gay artist, and the track Move featuring Thames also samples vocals from Jamaican singer Grace Jones, who is a queer icon in her own right. Beyonce made sure to infuse her album with as much queer representation as possible, but many fans speculated that Renaissance was far more personal than just a tribute to the community. It was a reflection of Beyonce's own repressed sexuality. This theory gained more traction when people noticed some specific choices Beyonce made during her Renaissance tour. For instance, she used the bisexual flag colors in her stage visuals, and her lighting design often mirrored the flag's hues. Fans started digging into her past performances and magazine covers, and surprised there were even more bisexual symbols embedded in her work. For example, her 2003 and 2013 Complex magazine covers featured lighting in those same bisexual colors, and she used those colors in her stage lighting during performances around the same time. Sure, you could argue that Beyonce just really loves those colors and it's all a coincidence, but knowing her, it's hard to believe that anything is left to chance. As fans connected the dots, they also pointed out some provocative lyrics from her Renaissance album, like on the track Thique, where she seems to be fantasizing about performing oral sex on a woman. It all adds fuel to the fire that Renaissance might just be Beyonce's subtle way of embracing her sexuality while still keeping it under wraps for the public.